Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
Hello, hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. Hello, hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. Do you have some change? Do you have some change? I want to Walker, it's true, I wanna complain. Do you love to Walker? Find you and I know.
Who?
Oh my god, my favorite Nostalgia Critic moment. Not Bat Credit Card. I know you guys love it, but not Bat Credit Card. Oh god. There's a few. I love the Mario bit. He's like my father, he's like my son. You know, what's your name, Mario? What's your name? Mario, first name, last name, Mario, and Doug keeps getting upset. He's like, you know, shut up, fuck you, you know, and then later he's just like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's something some 5-year-old writes on a test. His name is Mario, and his name's Luigi Mario, because they're father and son. That's a really good one.
I remember, I think one of the first things that brought me to the site was when he was talking about Lola Bunny. Bunny boobies! although more recently, I like the science aliens. Like, wood! God damn it! I enjoyed the science aliens.
If we're talking just like the entirety of his episodes, not just the anniversaries, I think my favorite moment of his was, you know what? I really dug the It review. Like I watch it. I probably watched the It review more than any other of his episodes, and it's not for any one particular gag. I just liked the entirety of it. I just liked the presentation of it.
I always liked how he makes his jokes such as like snap and crackle and pop. Like I remember, I don't know why. Like it's the same thing for my videos. I always like the sharp cuts and the edits more than I like the actual jokes, which just kind of fade for me. Mm-hmm. Like I remember one time when he was talking about barbed wire, and he's like, he reads the plot. He's like, now where does that sound from? Casablanca, and it just immediately slams cut to the Casablanca. It's like, duh! And I don't know. I thought that cut was just so hilarious. I watched it over and over again.
I really like Tom and Jerry when he does the whole Shakespearean soliloquy, which was Doug's idea. Like, a lot of people have come up to me at cons and like, oh, you totally wrote that, right? I was like, no, that was entirely Doug. Doug and I are both Shakespearean fans, but that was him.
There's this, I think it's in The Good Son, the one where he's lost his voice, where he has a countdown to him losing his childhood. Maybe that's one of my favorite gags. Where he's holding up the cue cards, he says, my childhood has died, it's leaving me, its ghost is leaving my body. 3, 2, 1, there it goes, and it just this heart with sad music playing as he waves goodbye to it, and it floats off into the ether. That, you know, I'm gonna say for now that's my favorite NC gag, because I just sort of like laughing and crying all at the same time, like, oh, poor bastard.
Trying to think what else. The Saved by the Bell, the memorial for Becky the duck. That one I had so much fun photoshopping the images of Becky with Slater and Zach, and what other ones were there?
Suburban Commando and where he's like, I was frozen today. That kills me every time. You don't know how many arguments I've won when Jess and I've been arguing, and I just pull that out of nowhere and I totally win each time.
I will actually randomly, appropriately, but out in the real world, go, Zoom, motherfucker!
I actually think I like the Mara Wilson bit the best. Just the fact that she would do it, and that it's her, and she totally schools me and shows the old clips, and it has that wonderful ending with her laughing. That's my favorite Nostalgia Critic moment.
Oh yeah. I'd say Mara Wilson busting it on Doug. Just because we made her the devil at the end of it.
I know this is somewhat of an unpopular opinion, but I actually quite like the Surf Ninjas review. I think that's may have something to do with the fact that I actually saw Surf Ninjas, unlike a lot of people, so I understand exactly where Doug was coming from. So, yeah, I know Doug considers that episode to be a failure, but I liked it. Then again, I have a very unpopular opinion on a lot of things.
The Ponyo review kind of struck a particular chord with me, because it's obvious that Doug realized, you know, some anime fans, they're gonna be really defensive about this, and like that just sort of permeates the entirety of that review. And so allowing like web famous people to come and beat him up just solely because he's talking about Ponyo at all, like if you say anything about it, like, and especially if Doug says anything about it, you automatically assume, oh, he's gonna hate it, he's not gonna be saying anything good about it, don't you know, it's a Miyazaki movie. And it's just obvious that that's the gag that was going along with it. And to me, like, that rang really true to me, because I've been hanging around those kind of fans for over 8 years now, and I totally know what that's about. Loved it.
Oh, and also recently the heavy metal one, just his impression of the fucking Lochnar, just talking, it's like, nah, this one can get a little lengthy. No naked women in it, but I guess you're not into that anyway. I am. A lot.
A lot.
You know, I really love the Casper review. At the end, he's been harassed by this ghost the whole movie, and then he chases it into one of his convention appearances. He's running around the con, he's at his panel chasing Casper, and he finally goes in the pool. I really like that. I thought that was very... I'm a big fan of physical comedy, and that was just some of the best.
His Baby Geniuses review, where he's just like in a complete stupor over how bad the movie is, and finally he comes across a wall, and he's just like, oh my god, this wall, so peaceful, so serene, so unlike Baby Geniuses. I love it. And then like he finally has to go back to reviewing the movie, and just like, and it's like 10 seconds later, where it's just like, oh god. And he goes back to the wall, stares at it for a few seconds with like this dramatic Lord of the Rings style music, and then goes back to reviewing the movie again. I loved that.
But I would have to say one of my favorite NC moments, honestly, it was the fight between him and James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd. I can watch the series over and over again and just laugh hysterically like it's my first time watching it.
I love the nerd, you know, the whole finger pointing nerd thing. That was very good.
There's a lot of bits from Mortal Kombat Annihilation I thought were great. It's probably, I mean, there's always more when you just put people on the spot. It's just like, we've done like, what have we done, Doug? How many episodes?
Yeah, I mean, at least over 200.
Yeah, like over 200 episodes, so it's like, take your pick. But those kind of still stick out for me, so.
When Luke and I were asleep on the floor and made sweet, sweet love to each other. But I think that scene might have been cut, but at least the foreplay is intact.
Okay, anyone going to have nightmares? Raise your hand.
Oh man, there was this great gag that he pulled where he died. Yeah, that was great. Hilarious.